Her name was Evelyn, 63 years old, a retired school teacher who had spent decades nurturing others, only to find herself, now retired, nearly giving up on her own health. "It's just part of aging," she sighed, clutching her robe as we talked during her annual checkup. Her cholesterol was high, blood sugar creeping up, and that stubborn belly fat, it refused to budge. "I've tried cutting carbs, doctor. I tried walking, but I don't know, it never really stuck." But I could tell she hadn't really been told how to walk for results. That's when I introduced her to something shockingly simple. No gym, no running. Just a brisk, 30-minute walk, first thing in the morning. Fasted. Nothing but water, or maybe black coffee beforehand. She gave it a shot. And 3 months later, Evelyn walked into my office smiling. Down 11 pounds. Sleeping better. Blood sugar normalized. Her knees no longer hurt on stairs. But the best part? She believed in herself again. So if you've been battling belly fat and feel like nothing works anymore, don't give up. You don't need high-intensity training. You don't need expensive equipment. All you need is a walk. In the next few chapters, I'll explain the why and how from a doctor's point of view, and share how this simple strategy, when done right, can melt fat more effectively than any hardcore workout routine, especially after 50. Understanding belly fat. After 53, let's talk about the truth behind belly fat. We often call it stubborn. But the real problem isn't the fat itself. It's our misunderstanding of how fat loss works, especially after 50. You see, as we age, several things shift. Hormones like estrogen and testosterone decline. Insulin sensitivity worsens. Muscle mass decreases, a process called sarcopenia. Metabolism slows. All of this means that our bodies become more likely to store fat, especially around the midsection, and less likely to burn it during traditional exercise routines. But there's a biological workaround that's both elegant and effective. It starts with insulin, a hormone produced by your pancreas that tells your body to store energy. Every time you eat, especially carbohydrates, insulin rises. High insulin levels tell your body, store fat, don't burn it. But after 8-12 hours of fasting like overnight sleep, your insulin drops. This is your window. In this low insulin state, your body is primed to burn stored fat for energy, especially visceral fat, the dangerous kind that wraps around your internal organs. And if you pair this fasted state with gentle movement like brisk walking, you tap directly into that fat-burning system. Most people think you need to sweat buckets in the gym. You don't. What you need is consistency and the right timing. That's why fasted walking is so powerful. But to understand why it works, let's look under the hood. The science of fasted walking. When you wake up in the morning, your body is in a mild fasting state. This is your biological sweet spot. Your liver's glycogen stores are low, your insulin is suppressed, and your body is more willing to burn fat for fuel. Walking at this point does something wonderful. It elevates your heart rate just enough to mobilize fat, but not so much that you switch into burning carbs instead. This is the fat-burning zone. Let's contrast this with what happens if you eat before you walk. A banana, a coffee with cream, even gum. Boom! Insulin rises. Now your body burns the food you just ate, not your fat stores. High-intensity workouts also raise cortisol, stress hormone, which can backfire in older adults by promoting fat storage, particularly around the belly. Studies support this. A 2016 paper from the British Journal of Nutrition found that fasted cardio burned 20% more fat than the same cardio done after eating. Another study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology showed that low-intensity fasted cardio improved insulin sensitivity and helped reduce abdominal fat, even with no diet change. But this isn't just about numbers, it's about sustainability. Why? Simplicity beats intensity. After 52, if you're over 50, you likely don't bounce back from HIIT workouts the way you did in your 30s. And you shouldn't have to. Fasted walking is joint-friendly, mentally calming, sustainable long-term. It also clears your head and starts your day with purpose. Walking outdoors in morning light regulates circadian rhythms and boosts mood. This means better sleep, better energy, and fewer cravings. Evelyn's story. From frustration to freedom. Let me go back to Evelyn. She started with just 15 minutes of walking. Her knees hurt, her energy was low, but she kept going. She drank water upon waking. Black tea. No calories, just motion. By week 3, her walks stretched to 25 minutes. By week 6, she was up to 45 minutes and had lost 9 pounds. But more than that, her face lit up. She laughed more. She moved more. Her family noticed. Her doctor Me adjusted her medication downward. Her fasting glucose dropped. Her waist shrank. But what mattered most? She didn't feel defeated anymore. She felt in control. How to begin your fasted walking routine? Here's how to do it right. Wake up and hydrate. Water is key. Black coffee or unsweetened tea is okay. No calories beforehand. Even gum or zero-calorie sweeteners may spike insulin. Walk briskly, not leisurely. Aim for a pace that slightly raises your heart rate. Start with 20 minutes. Build up to 30 or 45 minutes over a few weeks. Stay fasted until after your walk. Then eat a balanced, protein-rich breakfast. Do this 4-6 days a week. Consistency beats perfection. Common myths. FAQ. Can I drink lemon water? If it's just a splash, you're fine. But no honey, no calories. Does this work for diabetics? With doctor supervision, yes, it can help regulate blood sugar. What if I can't walk outside? Use a treadmill or walk laps at home. Isn't belly fat just genetic? Genetics affect fat distribution, but habits affect fat loss. The bigger health picture. Walking does more than burn fat. Lowers blood pressure. Improves heart rate variability. Enhances mood and reduces anxiety. Increases leg strength and mobility. Improves lymphatic circulation. These benefits add up to a longer, more independent life. Your first step starts tomorrow. You don't have to run. You don't have to suffer. You just have to start. Like Evelyn, you might begin unsure. You might feel it's too late, but I promise you it's not. Walk tomorrow, just 20 minutes. Do it fasted, then do it again. You'll be amazed where your feet and your courage can take you. You don't need a gym. You need a sidewalk, a sunrise, and a commitment. This is your body, your health, your future. Take the first step.